Hi, Shirley.
Hi,
Good evening.
hi, Ryan. Yeah, good morning,
Yeah,
Ryan.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, how are you feeling? I know you weren't feeling too well.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel much better
that's great.
these days.
That's good to
Yeah,
hear.
I can speak.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago, I always cough,
Mm. Yeah, I
like
remember.
this.
I
Yeah,
remember. I was worried about you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. How about you? What's
Um,
wrong with your mobile phone?
Um, my mobile phone is fine. It's just that is it slow or I think everything's fine. Everything's fine with me. Um,
Okay,
yeah, but yeah. So
that's right.
our
Mm-hmm.
topic today is just talking about our childhood. And
Childhood, yeah,
yeah, and I know like childhood is like very different for everybody. So
yeah,
maybe maybe there's like I think there's a few stages of childhood. Maybe when you were a baby, maybe you were like maybe 1 to 5 or a toddler.
mm-hmm.
And then from there, maybe you were from 6 to 11. Maybe that's like
Yeah,
adolescence. And then maybe the teenager years, when you're maybe around 12, 13, all the way to 18. So want to talk about those stages of your life and try to
okay.
reflect on how much you've grown and changed since your childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, I want to begin. Maybe Shirley is older than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Yeah. I was born in
Mm-hmm.
1980, 84. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
1984. Yeah, last century.
No, no. It's only a few. It's only what 30, about 30 years. So it's not too far. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and then I want to talk about um when I was 3 years old.
Hmm.
A child, if he or she is 3 years old,
Hmm.
she should go to the kindergarten.
Mm.
Kindle,
Yeah.
Kindle or
Kinder. Kinder.
kinder,
Hmm.
kindergarten. Yeah,
Hmm.
but for Shirley, what a pity. I haven't go to went to the
Oh,
kindergarten.
you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't go to.
Do you want to know why?
Mm.
Because my mother's father and mother, they are my
Hmm. Parents,
grandparents.
right?
Yeah, yeah. They lived with me, and when Shirley went to the kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
she often, she often um catch a caught cold, uh,
Ah.
stomach ache, stomach ache,
Stomach ache. Stomach ache.
a stomach ache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, Shirley went home.
Mm.
If Shirley was staying at
Mm-hmm.
home,
Mm-hmm.
Shirley feel much better.
Ah, right, right.
So
I see.
her grandparents keep keep 2 years for
Mm-hmm.
2 years,
Wow.
and
Wow.
then I went to the primary school when I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stay at home for a long time. Yeah. My cousin,
Mm-hmm.
uh, my father, he is my son, my aunt's son,
Okay.
her sister's son, my
Okay.
cousin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he when he heard the primary school enroll the little little boys and girls, he wrote my name. And then I went to the primary school. Yeah, maybe it's too early
Mm.
to go to school. Do you think so?
Um,
Cause I I was just 5 years old.
yeah.
I couldn't do many things. Um, in at the age of 5, at the age of 4,
Mm.
children are different. Don't you
Mm-hmm.
think so?
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think that's why lots of
maybe
parents.
sometimes I
Uh-huh.
couldn't go to the WC. I
Right.
just do it in the classroom. Yeah,
Mm.
but when I was 6 years old, that's much better.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, grade one, when I was 5 years old, I'm in grade one. When I was 6 years old, I'm in grade two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the best thing is um, my headmaster. Do you know headmaster?
Yeah, headmaster.
Not
Mm-hmm.
headmaster.
Like principal
Mm,
or
uh, my mother's father
okay.
is uh, headmaster of the primary school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he is retired when was in the primary school.
Okay.
Retire.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right to retire?
Retired means that he no longer worked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember the word. Is it? I don't know if it is right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
When I went to the primary school, he retired.
Okay.
But the teachers there, they know my grandpa, and uh, they taught me very well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, my my teacher, my the most important teacher,
Mm-hmm.
head teacher,
Mm-hmm.
or uh, how can I call him or her?
Who?
Call her.
The head
The
teacher?
most important head.
I don't know if we have that in America, but I do know that we have different teachers for um, different topics or different learning. Um,
Mm, not for the subject.
mm,
Uh, maybe it's an English teacher, math teacher. Uh, he or she is in charge of the class. In charge of the class.
mm,
We call him or her um, mm, like the monitor, but the monitor is a student.
mm-hmm.
How can we call him or her?
So he was a teacher,
Mm, yeah,
and he taught
he
he taught what topic, what subject did he teach?
anyone
He taught
can,
anyone.
but he or she is in charge of the class. In
Mm,
charge of
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. I know that there are
headmaster.
no. Like the headmaster is in charge of like the whole school.
Yeah, not headmaster.
So
Mm, he or she is in charge of all the students. She should communicate with the parents of the students. How could we call
mm,
him? Communicate with the parents
what
of the
was
students.
he? Like I think like like in America the teachers just do that for us. So the teachers, if my math teacher wanted to communicate with my parents, he would do it. He would do it. So there wasn't just one teacher who did it, right? There was like different teachers. So my science teacher, my math teacher, my English
Okay.
teacher. So I'm not sure.
But in China,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. Okay. The most important teacher,
Mm-hmm.
she is my mother's classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she was your
Okay.
mother's classmate. Okay.
So they took care of Shirley
Mm-hmm.
very well.
Okay.
So Shirley is so lucky. Don't
Yeah.
you think so?
That's really great. That's really
Yeah.
great.
So Shirley has many
Mm-hmm.
chances
Mm-hmm.
to express herself. Yeah,
That's good.
and yeah,
So I want
especially
to,
singing, dancing.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so I want to learn more about Shirley as the child. Like, what kind of child were you? Were you like a naughty child, or like
not naughty. Shirley is
your character when you were a child?
um. I don't I don't like talk with others.
Oh, really?
When she is yeah she was 5, 6, 7
Mm-hmm.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
Shirley is too shy. She often her face often turned to red, you know,
Ah,
turned to red. Yeah,
wow.
when she answers a question, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
put up her hands. Sometimes she is afraid of putting up her hand.
Mm.
Yeah, so sometimes she knows the answer,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
knew
Mm-hmm.
the answer, but she never put up her hand.
Yeah.
When the teacher asked her name, her face turned red.
Wow.
You know, she is not a naughty girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she often keep the teacher's words,
She
not keep the
often
word
kept, okay,
follow,
followed the teacher's words.
follow the teacher's, yeah,
Okay.
and finished her homework as seriously as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Okay,
you were a diligent, so here. Diligent child just means that, you
yeah,
followed the rules, and
yeah,
you were always trying to like be the best student that you were.
mm,
So that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
but but now I look back these years,
Mm-hmm.
I believe maybe um, uh, less some creativity,
Mm-hmm.
creativity, yeah, and critical, critical, is it critical? Critical thinking,
Mm-hmm. So you feel like you didn't have much creativity and critical thinking because all you did was
yeah,
homework and you just followed what everybody else, what your teachers were saying,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
So you didn't
But
really think for
other
yourself.
students' parents love Shirley very much,
Right,
you know?
right.
Okay, they talked with their sons or daughter.
Mm-hmm,
Look at Shirley. She's a good girl. Other other uh, parents' daughter. I
mm-hmm,
am.
mm-hmm.
You know.
So
What a
did that make
pity.
students jealous of you? They were like, "Wow, Shirley, you make me look bad to my parents."
Yeah, but it's not a good thing because um, Shirley sometimes she feel,
She
oh,
felt.
I don't have a real friend
Mm,
because um, teachers are proud of me.
mm-hmm.
Other parents they often pri- uh, pride, praise, prize,
Praise me. They also praise me.
praise me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the students they don't like play with Shirley.
Oh, wow. That must have been hard. So,
But
um,
yeah,
mm-hmm,
but I have uh, three good friends. Yeah,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because Shirley is kind to others.
Okay.
Yeah. So I often help others.
Mm-hmm.
If I can solve some math problem, I will help others to solve this kind of problem.
Mm-hmm. Solve.
So some,
Solve. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I have some good friends, but
Okay.
not too many.
Right. Okay. And then, so were you the same when you were at home with your parents? Were you very quiet and you didn't like to talk, and all you did was follow your parents' instructions,
Mm,
or were you more?
just with my mother.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my father and my mother,
Mm-hmm.
they are the normal workers
Okay.
in the factory. Yeah, very, very normal. Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up in the
Uh,
city.
but
You grew up in
what?
the city.
Pardon?
City.
Maybe downtown,
Downtown. Okay. Okay. That's good.
uptown.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, my town is a little far from the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the child in the town is different from the child in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe um, we couldn't touch the um, colorful life in
Yeah.
the city.
Mm-hmm.
So the girl in the town, maybe she is much she's seriously, not serious, sincerely.
Mm-hmm.
She's sincere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right? Sincere.
Sincere. So,
Sincere, kind,
she's
and
kind.
true.
Mm-hmm. You can use sincere. She is more sincere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. uh, so, um, my primary school, my middle school, is belong to the factory, you know.
They belong to the factory.
Yeah, my parents' factory is very huge.
Hmm.
There are more than maybe maybe 10,000 people there.
Mm-hmm. So it was
10,000.
one big factory, or the factory had different buildings. So one building here, another building here, another
Yeah,
building here.
and the factory has its own school.
Okay, for
Yeah,
the factory workers' children.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Kindergarten. I am in the third primary school.
Okay.
I'm not in the first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know the in my childhood there is a very famous sentence. Uh, there are too many handsome boys in the first school.
In first part.
There are listen carefully. Okay, there are too many beautiful girls in the second primary school,
Uh-huh.
but there are too many peasants. You
Oh,
know, peasants, not a
yeah.
farmer,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
in the third primary school.
Wow.
I'm in the
The
third
third.
primary school.
You were in the third.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the third primary school, the students here, their parents, their parents, maybe the salary is not very high,
Mm-hmm.
and their parents maybe they are the present. Is it peasant? Peasant?
Peasant. The poor people.
Yeah, near the factory.
Okay.
So they call me peasants.
Mm.
Peasants, children.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
And
it's not. Um, but I feel it's now my business.
mm,
I should study hard.
so
Yeah, I
it
can
didn't
go
affect
to
you,
the
right?
best middle school.
So you weren't
Yeah,
sad about that when you were younger, when you were a child? Were you sad about that a
little.
little? It hurt a little bit, right? Okay.
Yeah, a little. Mm.
And then so you said that you went to that school for primary and middle school.
When I go to the middle school, when I went to the middle school, yeah, just one middle school. There are 12 classes
Okay.
in a grade. Yeah, it's very big.
Hmm.
Um, every class more than 40 students.
So was it the factories middle school or it was a different?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
the factory middle school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was the same
So,
children from those three primary schools. They all went to the factory middle school.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and mm, my father works very hard. Uh, the work time, his work time is different from others.
Okay.
Was different from others. Uh, he is free at daytime, and he was working at the nighttime. Yeah, it's a factory,
Oh, right, right.
everyone, the machines should work um, 12, not
24,
12,
24
24
7. Yeah.
hours. Yeah. So maybe my mother, she had much more time um, play with me and just stay at home. And I was doing my homework. She was watching TV. You know, 麻将,
Mm.
Chinese
Mm-hmm.
麻将.
Yeah.
She likes playing 麻将.
Wow. So I guess because you realized how hard your parents were working, you never tried to make any trouble, right? You always
Yeah,
so you were a good girl because of that. Okay.
yeah.
That's good.
I know how to save money,
Mm.
you know. Yeah.
That's
When
good.
I was a little child, I know how to save money. I don't. Um, Surely it's a little special.
Mm.
Yeah. When a girl she is 13 or 14
Mm-hmm.
years old,
Mm-hmm.
she always want to buy the new clothes, maybe Nike,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Adidas,
Adidas, Nike, yes.
Adidas, yeah, Nike, yeah. Um, but I often wear the clothes my sister,
I
my
often
aunt.
wore because it's in the past, right? I often wore the clothes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Wore the clothes. My sister and my aunt, they wore it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
they
That's really
wore
good.
before.
That's really
Yeah,
good. That's really good. Um, and then so you were pretty much the same throughout your teenager years, right? So you were a very good student, didn't cause too
yeah.
much trouble. And did you try and make more friends when you were a teenager? Were you still shy, pretty much?
Uh, Much better.
Much better.
But just one good friend
Oh, really?
when I was in my middle school.
Oh.
But in the high school, it's different.
Hmm.
Uh, Thanks to my Chinese teacher, she often asked me, my Chinese teacher and my English teacher. So teacher is very important,
Yes, they
like
are.
Ryan. Yeah, my English teacher, he chose me as the English. Um, how can I describe it? I should lead my classmates and read loudly
Ah.
in the morning. It's
So you were probably the class representative. So that
yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, represent.
yeah.
Hmm. yeah. So I often read loudly. I like
Mm-hmm.
English.
That's great. That's
I
great.
try to recite every text we learned.
Mm,
Yeah, and I organized my classmates
mm.
and read loudly.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks to
Wow.
my English teacher and because of my Chinese teacher. She encouraged Shirley a lot. Yeah.
Mm,
Um, I remembered there are many beautiful Chinese
mm.
poems.
Poems. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She he encouraged me to recite this kind of poems
Wow.
and try to um and he gave me some chance
Mm.
to show show to uh, all high school students. Yeah,
Wow.
so Shirley became much more confident.
Yeah, you became more
Became much.
social because your teachers pushed
Mhm.
you, right? They pushed you to become more social and
Yeah,
stand up and talk in front of everybody and present in front of everybody. Wow. It's really good.
yeah. So I love this kind of speech,
Mm-hmm.
and then I try my best. I came to the university in Beijing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very it's very hard, you know, because in a downtown, not the city,
Mm-hmm.
So I try my best to Beijing. It's a very, very important city
Mm-hmm.
in my heart. Because of this city, it's the capital of
Right,
China.
right.
I have more chance to communicate with foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
I can improve my oral English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I can uh, go to the famous education um, education organization.
Okay.
You know, New or New Oriental,
New
New
Oriental?
New. I don't know if you know this education organization. It's very famous in China.
Okay.
So a lot of teachers, many teachers there, they learn English outside China, overseas.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they went to America
Mm-hmm.
and the UK. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
learn English for 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
maybe for 4 years. They came back to China. Yeah,
Oh.
so I learned much more method to solve the English problem,
Mm-hmm.
how to remember the words,
Mm-hmm.
the grammar.
Right,
It's
right.
very difficult for Chinese students.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Wow. So
yeah,
I think like during your child so I think you did have a change, a big change in your childhood, I think like when you were younger,
yeah,
even though,
yeah,
even though you were still a smart child and you were diligent, you began to become less shy and you began to become more social as you grew up, and that helped you because
yeah.
now
Mm-hmm.
you weren't scared of going to Beijing and trying to interact with foreigners, right? Because
Yeah,
maybe if you were still shy, then you wouldn't want to you don't want to interact with foreigners, right? But now, since you went through high school and you started to um, get more comfortable speaking and having speeches in
yeah,
English,
yeah.
that helped you change, So I think it's a good change, and I think you had a very good, a good
Thank
childhood to
you,
learn from.
Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, and you did a
Your
good
sum
job.
up is very good.
Yeah, I think you did a good job explaining your childhood. So that's good practice. Good practice talking about your childhood in English. Um, Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think like you explained it very well that I understood everything. I can see young Shirley. I can see young Shirley in primary school, in middle school, and high school. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for your prize.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. So yeah, so I think that's our time for today. So good conversation. Good
Okay.
conversation, Shirley.
Next Sunday or
Next
this Wednesday?
Sunday. Yeah, I think I have a class with you next Sunday, I think. Yeah.
Sunday.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
May
right.
12th.
Yep,
Okay.
May
See you
12th.
then.
See you then. Have a good night.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.